I'm here with MJ. And we're making some lights, aren't we?
Yep.
We are making some lights. So these are blue 100 watt diodes. We've got 4 of these. These are the water blocks I've shown before, not the new ones. These are the older ones, but I've got them all attached with one pipe, one long pipe going all the way through, 4 blocks. So we're going to do 200 watts per block. So 100 watt blue, and these are 100 watt red. They are 660 nanometer, deep red, and 440 nanometer blue. And we are getting our thermal grease, and we are putting them on. Do you want to do the screwing part as well?
Yeah.
So always work with your kids, because kids learn in the process of doing this stuff. Now I'm looking at this red diode, and it looks like they're very. Some of these are have different coloring, which is interesting. The blues look more or less the same, and it's interesting how you get that rainbow effect when you move. Okay, how am I controlling this? Let's go look at that. So this is the new light controller. This is a light controller board from ControlEverything.com or ncd.io, I believe, or ControlEverything.com. But they make these expansion boards for the particle photon board and or microcontroller, and it takes 12 volts in, and it's got all of these MOSFETs. It's got 16 MOSFETs for 16 channels of control. So it's quite nice, and I should be able to control. I've got half of these programmed to control the blue, and which is 8, and the other half to control red. So I can control them independently. In addition, I have this blinking thing. This is the Sensair S8 CO2 detector. I use this in my other project, but this controller is going to have a CO2 detector. I'm going to have a little extension cord that can bring it right down, down at the, not quite the ground level, but maybe a foot off the ground by the plants under the canopy, and it's going to measure CO2 there. I have a second one of these to measure CO2 at the intake, and I will be able to calibrate these remotely. So I've updated the code that I use to calibrate them. I've even got the class that controls this for the photon on GitHub. So search for, I think, CO2 controller, and or just search for Trip Zero on GitHub and look at all my repos, and you'll find it there as well. But you can calibrate these so they're become a lot more accurate. And the purpose is I should be able to see, because one's near the plants, one's near the intake, I should get a difference, hopefully a difference between CO2 levels between the two, and I can see how much the plants are consuming. At least that's the theory. So let's go back and talk about the lights some more. MJ's got all the blues screwed down, and now we're going to start putting it on the red. So this is they're going to be a total of 800 watts when they're both on. So I've mentioned this in my previous videos, but the reason why you may want different colors is to control different aspects of the plant. Call them light recipes, if you will. During the morning time, when I'm growing tomatoes, during the morning time I want a surplus of blue right as dawn happens. I want a surplus of blue, and that's going to control the vertical height. I do not want too much vertical height. I want to limit that as much as I can. So I'm going to blast these guys, these 3 tomato plants that I'm growing this year in the greenhouse, with 400 watts of blue in the morning time for a little bit, maybe an hour, and then I'll turn on the red, maybe scale back the blue a little bit. There's lots of different things I can try and do, and ultimately I'm gonna, if I'm able to measure CO2 consumption accurately, I can change the lights after that initial period of blue. I can tweak the lights, the light levels of red and blue to try and maximize CO2 consumption, and I can do that programmatically. So this is my little quick hitter of what I'm doing today. I'm going to try and get more of these since I'm pretty much doing things every day to related to technology and growing.
Do it wherever you want.
So I'm going to start trying to do more videos more frequently and make them a little bit shorter, and just to show kind of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and hopefully that these ideas spread and I can get feedback and ideas from my viewers, subscribers as well. So that's it.
So this is how you do it. You just dip it in like that, and you just put it in and spread it out. But not
And
too
where
much.
else can MJ teach you how to apply thermal paste? And not too much. That is an important piece.
Or
Thank
else
you.
it won't stick like that.
Yeah, it'll slide right off. And it won't transfer thermal energy very well.
Oh my gosh. I put too much.
Maybe you put too little. Maybe
Should
it's
I
just
put?
maybe it just doesn't want to stick. All right, that's it for now. Trip Zero out. Have a good one.